Hi Geometry and welcome back. In this video, we'll be going over how to solve proportions. So let's go through these four examples that you see on the screen here. Let's start off with A. So for A, we've got one fraction that's 4/3 and another fraction that's x over 21. This is set up as a proportion. One way that we can solve this proportion is by figuring out what I need to multiply from one fraction to get to the other. So for example, to get from 3 to 21, I know I need to multiply by 7. So that means I'm going to do the same thing to my numerator. So 4 times 7 is going to give me 28. So that tells me that x is going to be 28. Another way that we can do this is by using cross multiplication. A quick thing to note, cross multiplication only works when there's an equal sign in between the two fractions that we have set up, or in between the two ratios that we have set up. So let's go ahead and get started. This is how cross multiplication works. We take the numerator of the first fraction and we multiply it by the denominator of the second fraction. So we end up with 4 times 21. We set it equal to, and then we multiply the denominator of the first fraction and the numerator of the first fraction. So let's go ahead and simplify. 4 times 21, that's going to give me 84. So I have 84 equals 3x, and then I just do some basic algebra to solve. So to solve, I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and I end up with x equals 28, which is the same thing that I got when I solved it the other way. Okay, let's do the next one. The first method I can do is by multiplying. I know 1 times 18 will get me to 18. So I can do 3 times 18, and that will tell me what x is. So I know x is going to be 54. Now let's figure that out using our cross multiplication. So I'm going to do 1 times x, which is really just 1x. And then I'm going to do 3 times 18. 3 times 18. Well, then I end up with an expression that looks like x equals 54, which is what I ended up with the first time I did it anyway. Okay, let's keep going. For part C, let's just jump right in and do cross multiplication right away. So we're going to do the numerator times the denominator of the first and second fractions. So that becomes 5 times 15 equals, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to do 8 times the quantity of w plus 7. So 8 times, and then I'm multiplying all of w plus 7. Okay, there's a couple ways that we can keep going about this. So let's go ahead and start simplifying. Let's simplify the left side. So 5 times 15 is going to give me 75 equals 8 times w plus 7. There's a couple different basic moves that you can do to finish off this problem, but I'm going to go ahead and distribute that 8 to w plus 7. So I end up with 75 equals 8w plus 8 times 7 gives me 56. Then I'm going to subtract 56 on both sides. I end up with 19 equals 8w. Divide by w, and I end up with 19 over 8 as my value for w. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do the last one together. So again, we're going to do z plus 3 times 20. So I'm going to put 20 on the outside of my parentheses, and I'm multiplying it by z plus 3. And I'm going to set that equal to 4 times 2z minus 5. Running out of space here. 2z minus 5. Okay, I like to simplify, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 20 to the z and the 3. So I end up with 20z plus 60 equals, and I'm also going to distribute that 4, equals 8z minus 20. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and simplify. So I'm going to move all of my z's to one side. I'm going to subtract 8z on both sides of the equation, and I end up with 12z plus 60 equals negative 20. All right, then I'm going to move all of my numbers to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 60 on both sides, and I end up with 12z equals negative 80. And then the last bit of this is I'm going to divide both sides by 12. Oh, running out of space here. There we go. And I get that z equals negative 80 over 12. If we reduce or simplify this fraction, let's see, I can divide my numerator and my denominator by 2. So this is equivalent to negative 40 over 6. And I'm going to divide by 2 one more time. So this is also equivalent to negative 20 over 3. So z equals negative 20 over 3. Thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and try the next example.